All right, what's up, guys? I'm here to answer your questions that you guys have submitted over the last 2 days. You guys submitted some awesome questions. I'm going to answer as many as I can here. The questions that I don't get to, I will make sure to reach out to you guys personally on Instagram to make sure you guys get answers for those. So let's jump right into it here. Question number 1 comes from rsim52. What advice do you have for a goalie who wants to go pro? My advice to any goalie who wants to play at a high level, whether it's the collegiate level or the professional level, is you just have to work really hard. Find coaches that you trust and put the time in, put in the work and the hours, and you'll get to where you want to go. Jaden wants to know, what's your warm-up routine? So my warm-up routine will vary based on the time of year. I don't like to hop in the cage and get a super long warm-up. I'll typically hop in anywhere from 4 to 7 minutes based on how I'm feeling and get about 10 or 15 shots high, 10 or 15 shots hips, 10 to 15 low, and then 10 to 15 mix it up and try to keep a good pace. For me, my warm-up's more about having a good tempo than it is about seeing a bunch of shots. I'm a 21. What mesh do you use? I'm currently using the String King 1S mesh. It's really great, and I've been using it for about 2 years now. And it's definitely the best mesh that I've ever used. Okay, GTM4Lax wants to know, on bouncers, should you drop to your knees or slide into it? So generally speaking, you want to try to stay on your feet with bounce shots and make the save without having to drop to your knees. I do think there are times where dropping to your knees can be beneficial, but it's something that you have to spend a lot of time practicing on. So I would not suggest doing that without a lot of practice. Noah Go. How do you stay motivated and energized throughout the process of getting better? Noah, this is a great question. And the answer for me, what I've always found, is writing down my goals at the beginning of every season, my short-term and my long-term goals. And just when I'm having a down day or a day where I don't feel like getting in the gym, going back and reading those goals always seems to just energize me a little bit and give me the motivation to get in the gym or on the field that day. Jaquez A wants to know, how can you read a shooter to tell whether the shot is going high, low, or off stick or stick side? So my best advice on that is you're better off playing it up straight up and relying on good angle play and good positioning and your technique that you've developed over time and over a lot of reps, and just reacting to the ball. Be reactionary. Try not to have any pre-shot movement and just react to the ball once you see the shooter release the ball. MacLax195 wants to know, how many hours a day do you practice? So this will vary depending on the time of year, whether it's my in-season or off-season. Right now I'm in my off-season, so I'll spend anywhere from 2 to 3 hours between on the field and in the weight room doing some kind of strength training or conditioning, and then on the field doing some goalie-specific stuff. David wants to know a good workout specifically for goalie. So there are a lot of different things you could do that'll translate over to being a good goalie. In the weight room, obviously, if you think about what's important as a goalie, you think mobility, flexibility, and explosiveness. So any combination of exercises that works on those 3 things will help you get better. B Conley 30. What head and shaft do you use? I'm currently using the STX Eclipse 2 on a cut down STX outlet shaft. I like to use the attack length shaft. It's easier for me to handle and easier to get the ball, out of my stick and up the field after a save. Sam McDonald, what are the best drills to do on your own? My favorite things that I can do by myself are just stick skills. I spend a lot of time doing wall ball, the agility ladder, jump rope, and I'll kind of combine the 3 into like a little mini circuit. It's nice. You can get out, get a lot of reps on the wall, and then it turns into a bit of a cardio and conditioning workout. All right, Spencer, what was your recruitment to Denver like, and how did you get into the PLL? So my recruitment process to Denver was it all happened pretty quickly. Denver was the last school to reach out to me and recruit me. They reached out, I went on a visit and committed the day after my visit. And then the second part of that question, how did I get into the PLL? After my senior year, I became a free agent and went to the player pool. and I got a call with a few weeks left in the season. I'd been picked up by Chrome, and then I suited up and started. I suited up for a few games and then started the last game of the season, and then will head into training camp with them as well in May. All right, Candy Boy 31. Give me some tips for low shots and bouncers. Okay, so when I like to talk about bounce shots or low shots, there are really three things that I like to touch on. One is your footwork. Two is bending at your knees, and three is keeping your hands out. So first off, your footwork is key on low shots and bounce shots. Really driving off your back foot and getting your body behind the trajectory of the ball is super important. Okay, and then bending your knees. A lot of times goalies have a tendency to kind of just jam their stick into the ground and they'll bend over at their back. You want to make sure you keep your chest up and really bend down almost into a squat with your knees. And that way you can keep your eyes up, your chest stays up, and you just give yourself more room to save the ball if you don't quite get it with your stick. And then your hands. It's really important that you keep your hands out. It's not necessarily a must to get your stick down into the ground, but making sure you get your hands, you keep them out away from your body, and get your stick all the way down, and you see the ball all the way into your stick with your eyes. So those are the three kind of key parts of making a save on low shots. Ben Abel 4, will you make a stringing video? Yes, Ben, we are going to be having a stringing video right here on this channel, so make sure to subscribe to this channel. All right, guys, thank you to everyone who submitted questions. If you didn't get your question answered, again, be on the lookout on Instagram. I'll make sure to reply to you guys directly. If you like this video, be sure to drop it a like and subscribe to our channel. See you guys next week.